Now, Vilya talking about vampires and vampire caves beneath the castle reminded me about this quest that we recently got back in Bruma. A Brotherhood betrayed. A vampire who might not have been a vampire killed by an alleged vampire slayer. Or vampire hunter, I should say. So I think it's about time we start investigating and see what happened here. Because everyone's saying it's like, oh, the guy that was a quote-unquote vampire seemed really nice. He didn't seem like a vampire. Everybody liked him. So that raises a lot of questions right there.
You're going to have to leave. This is a crime scene, and no one other than ourselves, our Raynil, will be allowed access.
Listen, I'm a friend of the Countess, so just calm down right there. I'm here to ask about Raynil.
The culprit in this crime has already been dealt with. It's just a matter of wrapping up the details. I'd tell you more, but frankly, I don't know who you are, so I'm not sure that I can trust you with that sort of information.
Oh, is that so? Well, how about you get to know me right now?
All right.
Which, this whole thing is a very weird thing of like, I don't know who you are. So it's like, oh, let me just make jokes, coerce, boast, and admire you. And in the next 5 minutes, you'll be like, oh, okay, I'll divulge this sensitive information now. The fact that this is kind of like the go-to for any of these situations. It's just like, oh, alright. Although I guess you can also just bribe him. Seems like a bit of a gamble, bribing a guard.
What a thoughtful gift.
The fact that it works so easily, or the fact that it's a guaranteed thing, it's like, oh, you'll always be able to bribe them, is kind of funny, because in Morrowind, there was a chance you could offend them by trying to bribe them.
See? Was that hard?
Yeah. Now will you tell me about Raynil?
I suppose there's no harm in telling you what happened. Word is bound to get around Bruma anyway.
That's what I thought.
Turns out that Braden Lyrian is a vampire. Or was. If it wasn't for Raynil, we may never have uncovered the truth. Let me explain. In the last week or so, we've found 2 bodies stashed in shallow graves outside the city walls. The bodies had puncture wounds on their necks. The bodies were those of some beggars who used to wander the streets looking for handouts. Vampire probably thought no one would miss them. Luckily for us, Raynil arrived in town. He said he was a vampire hunter, so we asked for his help. He tracked the vampire to this house. When he entered the place around noon, Braden was sleeping. He was able to slay him at that point. Luckily, Braden's wife wasn't home. Poor thing. She didn't even know her husband was infected. We did a follow-up investigation, and it's true that no one recollects seeing Braden out in the daylight. He's only been spotted at night. I'm afraid there's not much more to tell you, so you can see we really don't need any help, but thanks for the offer.
Where's his wife? Where is she? Tell me about Braden.
As far as I know, he was a good man. I never saw this coming. But vampires are masters of deception, so I guess it makes sense.
Where can I find Raynil?
I'm impressed. It only took him a day to track the vampire down. I guess that's why he does it for a living.
Okay.
Feel free to question anyone in town.
Oh, there's his
Shouldn't
wife.
give you too much trouble.
Hey, don't touch anything. This is a crime scene. His wife's just hanging out in the corner. Repeated tampering with Braden's corpse is a crime and will alert the authorities. Okay, I was just looking.
Perhaps you can help me.
Why does he have a basement? I mean, that's not a weird thing to have, but I feel like that's going to be pertinent to this investigation.
I can't believe this is happening. Please, please, I need your help. My husband was no vampire. It's ridiculous. No one will listen to me.
Please, calm down. I want to help.
Forgive me. I loved my husband dearly, and to lose him this way makes no sense. Anything you can do to help would be wonderful. This is all happening so fast.
Tell me what happened.
I came home only just a few hours ago. I found the door open and my Braden dead. Standing over him was a Dunmer. I screamed and ran out into the street. Some city watch were nearby and heard me, I suppose, as they arrived quickly. I heard the Dunmer identify himself as Raynil Draelus. He said he was a vampire hunter, and that Braden was his mark. The guards seemed to know about Raynil, and after a search of the house, the body of some beggar was found stashed in our basement.
Oh, excuse me?
The guards sent for Carius, who is an investigator for crimes here in Bruma. In minutes, Raynil convinced Carius that Braden was a vampire.
I'm a little convinced right now. Why was there a beggar in your basement? The evidence looks bad for Braden.
Well, of course it does. It was obviously planted here. Why would he stash a body in his own house? That's ridiculous.
Because who's gonna check his basement?
And another thing. The guards are making a big deal out of no one seeing Braden out in the daylight. Well, of course that's the case. He works at night and has to sleep during the day. Why does that make him a vampire?
Okay, alright.
It's all that Raynil character. I don't trust him. The thing that bothers me the most is that I swear I've seen him before. Of course, he says he's never been here.
Where have you seen him?
There isn't much more to say. Please, help me clear my husband's name.
Where have you seen him before? I need to know.
I have no idea where he'd be. Just find him and make him tell you the truth. I swear he's a liar.
Okay.
I know I sound desperate, but I know I'm right.
Oh, well, that is a body. Oh, yeah, that's a body.
I'm so clumsy.
It's a body and some blood right by, you guessed it, the neck. Alluring gaze, thief of virtue, handbill. Wait, what's the handbill say? Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought it might have mattered for this. It does not. Well, here's the thing. If he was really a vampire, wouldn't you have found vampire dust on him?
Oh, you're back.
I'm just saying.
So, any new revelations in your, investigation?
You know, I don't need your sarcasm. I don't need that. Tell me everything you know about Raynil Draelus.
I'll warn you about one thing. I understand you wanting to help Erlene by checking up on Raynil. We have it on good authority from officials in a neighboring city that Raynil is what he says he is. So I'm not sure what you're trying to prove. I am only allowing you to do this investigation, and I use that term very loosely, because Erlene is so distraught.
But if there's nothing going on, if there's no foul play, then what does it matter if I investigate, huh? That's all I'm saying.
I'm sure Erlene is very upset. She'll be safe, though. Raynil has confirmed with us that she isn't infected. Her accusations that Raynil is lying is not surprising. At this point, she's so upset that she'll say anything to deny what really happened. I suppose if I found out a loved one was something as horrid as a vampire, I'd find any excuse not to believe it either.
All right.
Keep up the good work, I suppose.
Man, I can't wait to be right and rub it in your goddamn face, dude. Now, where is Raynil? Where would he be? At an inn, I guess? Yeah, I guess I'll just ask some merchants and innkeepers in town. My first bet was the inn, but, I guess we'll see.
Hi there.
Hi. Man, just nobody believes Arlene, and I feel really, really bad for her. This isn't her fault, and now she has her husband ripped away from her, and oh, this is terrible. Absolutely terrible. Ma'am, what are you doing outside? Oh. Can you just shut the fuck up?
How about practicing our fighting skills? I've always enjoyed doing some sparring.
Ma'am, are you okay? What are you doing out here?
I'm Olga. I'm a bard and a speechcraft trainer. Hanmund is my live-in partner. No offense, but I don't want to hear about any Mara Mother Mild and Chapel family business.
Wait, what?
Hanmund and I lived together in the old Nord way. Good enough for my fa and ma, and good enough for me.
Alright. I didn't say anything to you about any of it, but sure, just volunteer that information. Have you seen Raynil?
Yes, the vampire hunter. As far as I know, he just showed up recently here in Bruma. Not only that, but he already found a vampire among us. Apparently, Brayden Lyrian was one of those vile creatures, and Raynil slew him. Kind of strange, though. I never figured Brayden to be a vampire. He seemed to be such a likable fellow.
Alright.
Good day.
See? Everyone's saying like he seemed really likable. He didn't seem like a vampire at all. Maybe that's because he wasn't.
Hello there. Welcome to Bruma, stranger. Hafid Hollowleg. I'm your host at Gerald View. Bed, food, whatever you need.
I'm here to ask about Raynil. Have you seen him?
Ah, you mean that vampire hunter. He's staying over at Olav's Tap and Tack. It's near the city gates. You can't miss it.
Alright. Is that a little insulting to you that he's not staying, you know, at your inn?
Olga sure can tell a good story. I'm not normally a big fan of bards' tales, but
Oh no, what are they talking
she's
about?
got some good ones.
Oh, are they talking about
She can
Olga from
spin
outside?
a yarn, that's for sure.
Was it Alga or
Good day.
Alva or whoever it was? Oh, I just met you 2 seconds ago. I already forgot your name. She's still just standing here. Do you want to go home? There might be a vampire out here. It was Olga. Okay. Alga? I guess it depends on how you would say the A in that. There could be a vampire out and about.
How do you do?
There could also just be no vampire at all, and this guy just comes here, kills someone, and is like, oh man, you're all welcome. Now pay me for this.
Good evening.
Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hello to you too. I hear you have a vampire hunter in your midst.
What can I do for you today?
I'm looking for Raynil.
I usually don't give out that kind of information, especially to people I don't know.
I already know he's here, alright? Well then, what do you have to say about Brayden Lyrian?
I know I may be out of line by saying this, but I think the city guards may be wrong. It's hard to imagine Brayden was a vampire. I could have sworn I saw him outside in the daylight before. Unless he just got that disease very recently, I'd say they were mistaken. When I heard Raynil killed him, I didn't know what to think. But after your visit here, I'm beginning to wonder.
Is that so?
Go ahead.
Well, you know. Let's talk a little bit about the weather and everything of the like, and then maybe you'll want to talk about Raynil. You would think that talking about Brayden and having that conversation, you would immediately divulge the information about Raynil, but you know. No.
You're pathetic. Yeah, I accept. Don't be silly. You're pathetic. That's pretty good. Whatever you want. That's a bit excessive, don't you think? Yes, whatever you say. Blah, blah. I'm not buying that one. Yeah, No more. You're frightening me. Don't be silly.
Alright, we're done. Now, will you tell me of Raynil Dralis?
Raynil's staying in the last room down the hall upstairs. Here's the key.
Oh.
I always liked Brayden and Arlene. They were a nice couple. I hope you get to the bottom of this, because I don't believe he was a vampire either.
I won't tell you that kind of information because I don't know you. Oh, here's the key. Barge into his room, why don't you? He's gone. Where the hell did he go? There's no window. I mean, there is kind of a window in here, but how would he have fit through that?
Strawberries.
I don't think that's what we're looking for, Vilya. Wait, there's a book. Geliborn's journal. Well, okay, I want to read the journal itself, so we'll look at the book later. The 8th day has passed, and still there's no sign of the artifact. We've covered most of the remainder of the outer guard tower and scoured the crumbled gatehouse ruins, but not one clue has arisen as to where it may have been buried. It's quiet out here, as if the ruins were paying respects to the alien inhabitants that disappeared here long ago. We haven't encountered anything hostile, but if we do, I think we're ready. The Brotherhood's been in worse scraps before. Brayden paid good money for the information as to our treasure's whereabouts, and I hope it doesn't turn out to be another fiasco. Wait a second. Brotherhood? Brayden? Let me find out what the hell is going on here. So Brayden and Raynil were 2 of the 3 members of an expedition team that went to find a long-lost and powerful artifact. And they were worried that it would fall into the wrong hands, so they made a chest that had 3 locks, and each of them would hold a key. Raynil's going around and killing the other members for their keys. Also, I need to take that with me. Oh. Wait, where did he... Raynil's the vampire, then. Because how else would he have framed anyone else as a vampire? Unless he's just biting people, which would be really, really weird.
What can I do for you today?
Well, we just spoke 2 seconds ago. Also, Raynil's gone.
And nothing else I can tell you about him.
Oh my God.
He comes and goes and doesn't talk to people much.
Okay, yeah, that's great. You would think that it's like, oh, Raynil's not in the room. Me choosing the Raynil option would mean I'm going to tell him that Raynil's gone. Who is Geliborn?
Geliborn? That's odd that you should mention that name. Raynil told me that he was the last vampire he hunted.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's right. Somewhere in Skingrad, I believe. He said he tracked Geliborn down and killed him. That's apparently why the guards trust him so readily. They had gotten word from Skingrad's City Watch about Raynil and his so-called accomplishment.
He already has the 3 keys, then.
Just look for me if you need anything else.
Oh, he already has the 3 keys. I think Raynil is using the vampire as a cover story to get the keys to the chest where they stashed the artifact. I think it's time to speak to Carius about Raynil. He must be stopped. I mean, if this journal isn't the proof that I need, then I don't know how else to convince him. But maybe now he's gonna stop being as snarky with me. He's like, oh, how's your investigation going? I'm gonna throw the book at his feet, and I'm gonna say, read this, dumbass. Who's foolish now, huh?
You're back.
Oh, I'm back.
So, any new revelations in your, investigation?
Can I just smack him across the face with the book? Like, I want that to be an option.
How do you know about that? Ah, too many people don't know how to keep quiet about official matters. Very well. The Skingrad City Watch informed us that Geliborn was killed by Raynil not too long ago. Geliborn was a vampire as well, obviously.
Oh, obviously. I disagree.
What do you mean, you disagree? That's a bold statement. What proof do you have that Geliborn was not a vampire?
Oh, it's book slapping time. I have Geliborn's journal.
I don't know what to say. It all makes perfect sense now. Why else would Raynil have removed this journal from the crime scene in Skingrad? I heard no mention of a key either. It must have been removed by Raynil from Brayden's body before we arrived. To think that 2 innocent men were killed, and that I'm responsible for one of their deaths, I'm speechless. I will rouse the guard and begin a search for him in the city. Meet me at Olev's Tap and Tack in 1 hour.
I mean, it's not your fault he's dead. Like, I wouldn't say it's your fault that, Brayden died. You didn't show up until afterwards. Like, you had no way of knowing. I'm not mad at you. You're not guilty in this situation. You were a dick about, you know, my investigation and everything, but you weren't responsible for his death at all.
Good to see you.
And I do have to wait here for an hour, so... Don't mind me.
Is there anything I can do for you?
I know not to pick anything up. Don't pick up the cheese, don't pick up the fork, don't pick up the
Greetings
bread.
I'm
to you.
staying in Bruna.
What is it
Often
now?
At the North Winds,
Any
taught me a few
news?
things about how to use light
Hafid
armor.
Hollowleg says
It's
that
quite
Gerald
nice,
View
actually,
has been
and very
doing good
helpful.
business. It's a good place to stay. Hafid is quite a good proprietor.
Wait, are you encouraging your competition?
So long.
Did you just...
Take care.
Okay. Also, was that the exact same voice actor just talking
Anything
to
else I can
themselves?
help with? You just let me know.
I'm pretty sure that was the same voice actor just talking to each other.
Just look for me if you need anything else.
That was funny. Alright, let's wait 1 hour.
Just before I arrived here, I received a report from one of our scouts watching the roads. Raynil was spotted heading west out of Bruma. The scout tried to follow, but lost him in the mountains. The only cave to the west that comes close to the one described in Gelliborn's journal is Boreal Stone Cave. That must be where he's headed. You must get there before he acquires whatever artifact is being kept there and makes his escape. I'm keeping the city guard in Bruma, as Raynil doesn't know we're after him. If he sees a guard, he may panic and run. You're my only hope at the moment. Please, you have my authorization to do everything you can to bring him to justice. If he won't surrender, I think you know what to do. Hurry. I fear you have a day at the most to stop him.
Is this timed? Could I fail it if I just don't do anything?
If all you say is true, Raynil will answer for Brayden's death.
He's not gonna surrender. I'm gonna have to kill him. And you know what? That's perfectly fine with me.
I can't wait to get my hands on Raynil. He'll become very familiar with Bruma's dungeons, or the end of my blade if he doesn't come peacefully. Raynil will pay for both crimes. Gelliborn was likely another innocent he's slain. I'll make sure Skingrad City Watch hears of this.
Alright.
Please hurry. Raynil may make a break for the open road at any moment.
Don't worry, I'll hurry. Don't worry, I'm on my way. Oh, and that's the snow glitch I have sometimes, where the snow just flies up and then it comes down. There it is. Let's see where this is. Oh man, we gotta go into the mountains. Yeah, we're gonna be climbing through the mountains to reach that. Ugh, alright.
You're a dangerous bastard, aren't you?
Wait, who's there? Oh, what happened? Who is this? Oh, is that him? Is that Raynil right there?
You leave my
Oh no,
friend
it's just a random
alone,
bandit.
you
Okay.
bastard.
I saw Dunmer and I thought Raynil, but one, it's just a bandit. Two, it's also a lady. So, there's that. Oh, you guys are leaving? Alright, I'll see you. I could use your help bringing this man to justice, but we were also told, like, no guards, because then he might run. I just see two guards fighting someone and I don't know what's going on. I was so confused. Oh, I found Apple Watch. Is there anyone in Apple Watch? I mean, it's the middle of the night, so I feel like they wouldn't be out and about anyway, so we'll come back to Apple Watch another time. Like, for now, let's let them sleep in. Oh, what's going on? Oh, is that another guard? Is that guard fighting a bear? I think that was a guard. Oh, and they're dead, whoever they were. You know what I just thought about? Because that farm was called Apple Watch. And years later, Apple came out with the Apple Watch. I don't know why, just made me think about that. That was indeed an Imperial Legion Forester. Well, that's unfortunate. That's too bad. Well, it was just a bear. A little embarrassing that he died to a bear. And now no one will ever find him. Oh, he's just out here in the middle of nowhere. If he has a family, they're just gonna wonder where he is forever.
Wonder if we'll find Raynil here.
We better. I want him to answer for his crimes.
I really need better shoes.
You.
Congratulations. I had a feeling you would catch on sooner or later. Leaving that journal behind was a stupid mistake on my part. I saw you enter Olav's Tap and Tack before I could get there, and I knew that I had to sneak out of Bruma somehow. It was only a matter of time before you or Carius figured it out. No matter. After I've killed you, I won't need my vampire hunter ruse any longer.
You will not surrender then?
Certainly not. I'm surprised Carius didn't send the entire city watch up here, but then I would have seen that coming, I suppose. I expected to lay low for a while and then be on my way. So again, I underestimated you. This leaves me with little choice. Either I fight you now and have a chance at freedom, or I surrender and rot in a city dungeon. I prefer the chance for freedom.
There is no chance. This is your last chance.
Yes, I suppose it is. Well then, we've talked enough. Only one of us will walk out of here alive this day. Good luck.
Good luck. Well, at least he's polite
You think
about
you can
it.
beat me? Go ahead.
Oh, he
I'm
blocked
not
that.
afraid of you.
Oh, he's almost dead
Only my
already.
friend alone.
That was pretty easy. I've located Raynil. Yeah, no shit. He refuses to surrender, choosing instead to attack me. I was forced to kill him to defend myself. I can now recover the artifact mentioned in Geliborn's journal from the chest.
Bastard.
Oh, Vilya, that was very loud. Mundane amulet. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Worth 3 gold. Opening the waterlogged chest with all 3 keys, I discovered the artifact to be an amulet. It seems fairly unremarkable, and I am unsure of its function. I think I should bring it back to Arlene and see what she wants me to do with it. Not even an enchantment on it. There has to be a different artifact. There has to be something else. Maybe they hid it somewhere else. Maybe they didn't trust Raynil in the end, which, I mean, good on them. Smart decision on their parts. Is there anything else in here? I mean, the quest updated, so there wouldn't be anything else in here, right? Oh, man. No, let me keep looking. Like, I need to know for sure. I need to keep looking. If he died for nothing, I'm gonna be really, really upset. And that's everything that's here. That's the whole cave. Wow, Raynil. I'm glad you're dead. What an absolute dick.
What news do you bring?
Do you know the name Geliborn?
Yes, I remember Braden mentioning that name once. He was part of the Brotherhood he had created with Raynil.
Well, Raynil's dead.
I knew I'd recognized Raynil. I think when I first met Braden many, many years ago, he introduced me to him. They were part of some sort of brotherhood. They would roam Cyrodiil in search of legendary treasures and the like. The only reason he stopped doing that is because we got married and he wanted to settle down. I'm afraid, thanks to Raynil, that time is lost.
Oh. Well, I have this amulet.
Long ago, I made a promise to Brayden. I promised to never reveal to anyone what I'm about to reveal to you now. However, because you've avenged his unjust death, I feel that Brayden would understand why I'm breaking that pact. Brayden told me about this amulet when they first brought it home from whatever distant land it came from. He never really trusted anyone else in the group, and before he secured the treasure in that cave, he had a special enchantment placed upon it. The magic masks the true identity of the item. All it takes is a simple command word, and the amulet would be restored to its true state.
Did the word die with Brayden?
No. He always feared this day would come. He left me knowledge of that word in the event that he died, and I came into possession of the keys. If the other members of Brayden's group were still alive, and I on my deathbed, only then would I pass the knowledge on to them. If you'd give me that amulet, I would like to show you what you've recovered.
Here it is.
Thank you. I will now speak the word. Brotherhood. Here is the amulet back. It's as beautiful as it was the day I remember seeing it long ago. I want you to keep it, as I have no use for this anymore. I'm certain that's what I want, and I'm certain that's what Brayden would want. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I hope that the amulet helps keep you safe on whatever roads you may travel.
Well, that's really upsetting. He used the word brotherhood as the secret word, even though he didn't necessarily trust them. And if they had been as sentimental as him, they might have been able to figure out what was going on.
I'm glad he's dead. I know that's a horrible thing to say, but I think you understand.
No, I do. I absolutely do.
Justice has been done.
It has. I've avenged your husband, and... well, and now Raynil's dead. I guess that's all that really matters. Fortifies speed 8 points on self. Wow, so, this legendary artifact that they were worried, it's like, this can't fall into enemy hands. No one can have the power of this amulet. It makes me slightly faster. I mean, like, yeah, it's cool, but he died for this? Man. That is unfortunate. Like, really, really unfortunate. Well, you know what?
It's you.
I was right. I was right. Don't even start with me. I was right about the investigation. There was no vampire at all. Raynil just went around biting people and killing people? Wait. So did Raynil bite people and convince them that there was a vampire, or is there actually still a vampire out there? Now I'm a little concerned.
What brings you to me this day? Although we can't go back and undo what's been done, I feel justice has been served and Brayden's soul may rest with ease.
Yeah, there was no vampire. Or at least if there is a vampire, they're still out there. Or Raynil just went around biting people. I'm very concerned about all this now.
You did what had to be done. There should be no regrets or doubts in your mind about it. Raynil was an evil Dunmer, and he deserved that fate.
Alright. Well, that's that.
Have you ever considered a job in law enforcement?
Maybe someday. You never know. One day I might need to retire. And, I was gonna say simple job in law enforcement, but no, it's still a hard job. I just don't need to travel nearly as much as I currently do.
Have pity on an old war veteran.
What war? You know, they always say that, Vilya, but what war have we fought recently? Alright.
I really need better shoes.
Okay, Vilya, well, that's your problem, okay? But for now, let's head out.